Another day, another coaching video. If you want to participate in the free coaching, go into the description. There'll be a link to a Discord. Basically, all you have to do is put an unlisted YouTube video of the game that you want me, or games that you want me to watch, in that Discord, and I will watch that video as a VOD and then make a video out of it. This is going to be a cool Unholy Frost Death Knight deck that revolves around Cagehead. It's an OTK. And I'm muting the audio here because they talk, and I would prefer if you didn't talk in future videos, not to be mean, but just because I don't want to talk over you or have you talk over me. I think it takes away from the experience a little bit, but I do listen to you a little bit as well. I'll unmute it to hear what your thought process is sometimes. But overall, I would keep nothing here. It's all really bad. You want to try to find excavate cards early, and you want to try to find like Cagehead and ways of like mana cheating it out with the Ox or whatever it's called. This is not a bad hand. I actually like this hand quite a bit. If you can find a Kobold Miner, it would be fantastic. And turn 2 might just end up being a hero power. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, it looks like that's gonna be the thing. Sickly Grimwalker, very good with crop rotation. This gives your undead minions that you summon poisonous, so this plus this for 6 mana will kill up 4 minions guaranteed. Now, I listened to their voice already. They wanna play the Sickly Grimwalker to fight for the board instead of playing the Kobold Miner. Kobold Miner I think is better here because you play a 2 mana card, you get a 1 mana treasure, you use your mana efficiently, possibly getting a minion out there in the process. Off of the treasure, or killing off a minion of their own. They play the Sickly Grimwalker, and the reason why this is a problem is 2 reasons. 1, Drain Soul can kill this now, because Thalnos gives it spell damage. And then 2, they could play Mortal Eradication, and 3, Chaotic Consumption, which I didn't really expect. Also, Dirty Rat is really unfortunate. They pull out your 3/3, but there's nothing you can do about that one. But yeah, you fought for the board, but you didn't think about like how important that card is on turn like 6 or 7 or maybe even 9. Like if they play the location, right, and they make some 7/7 copies, you are going to absolutely need that. Excavate the 3 leaves you with 1 mana left. Okay, it's really good, efficient use of your mana. I like that play a lot. The 3 mana card to get a 1 mana treasure to make 4 mana, very good. That's what I thought they should have done with the Kobold Miner on turn 3, but they do it turn 4, which I think is perfectly fine. Turn 5 should probably be the Reap What You Sow into a 2 mana excavate that way. That's what I would personally do. But yeah, I think that they made an interesting play because it's so important to get 4 1/1 rush poisonous minions to kill off the 7/7 taunt, the 7/7 rush, possibly Sargeras and some imps. There's just so many things. That's a very good card to excavate to kill off that minion. Perfect. I just think they're like, that is one of the few cards that you pretty much never play for tempo because it is so important in the mid and late game to kill off bigger minions. Like maybe you could argue doing it against a purely board-based deck, like maybe Paladin, if you know they can't kill it and you're just trying to set up. But even then, like you want to save it for later. This turn, I would probably go Chill Fallen Baron. You want to go Chill Fallen Baron first because you want to draw first, know what your options are. Hero powering means that let's say you draw a 3-drop, now you can no longer play. It's not a huge deal. I don't know. I don't know their deck as well as they do. Maybe they know they don't have any good 3-drops, but it still is a little bit weird. That excavate's fine. I would probably play the Burrow Buster just to get the final excavation. It plays into Defile a little bit. It kills off 1, 2, almost 3. So if they have like Drain Soul, they can finish it off. But like you need to use your mana some way. The Burrowing gives you an extra excavate card. Overall, I think it's just way better. Something think here. Okay, sure, Defile, it definitely sucks. I'm not happy about that, but sure. And Mortal Eradication. Okay, that makes things even worse. Going into this next turn, I would probably play the 2 mana card to discover a spell from your deck and try to look for something here. I don't know exactly even 100% what I would want. Oh, the Primus. Oh, of course. So the problem with the Primus, though, is that if they play Sargeras, I want to play the Primus to eat Sargeras, so that way I have more max HP so the snake can't kill me. Playing the Primus for tempo, because again, this is before the snake nerf, same like the last video. Playing this before the snake, because this is just an instance where you need to know what your opponent's win condition is. The only way this Warlock can win is by playing the snake 3 times. But if you play the Primus and eat Sargeras, They now have to play the snake 5 times, right? 30 HP, 40 HP, you have 2 left over, which means they have to play it a 5th time, which is a lot, and I mean a lot less consistent. So in this particular matchup, I probably would have held on to this. They can resummon it with the 4/4 and potentially eat Sargeras that way. Also, I think the Fistful of Corpses was a fine choice. You might want to kill off a 7/7, so it's okay. I might have wanted to take Plagues, but it's up to them. They could play the, interesting. Now, I know that they want to go for an OTK, but they haven't drawn any of the pieces yet. I might have gone this for the Primus to eat Sargeras, because again, HP is how you win this matchup. The Warlock cannot kill you. I mean, I guess infinite value with the imps is okay, but like you'll find lethal eventually. Like it's not that difficult to do if you're a really big combo deck. They're bouncing back the 1/1. That's 1 bounce gone, which is extremely important. That is a lot of minions, though. This is a really bad spot to be in. I don't know exactly what I would do. You have that. You can kill off the 6/2, which is fine. Possibly, I would have played the Kibler first. 2 excavates. Okay, they're looking for the one that deals 3 damage to the board. And if that's what they were trying to look for, if they're trying to look for some sort of removal, they should have played the excavates first. It's the same thing as drawing last. If you're going to discover resources, you want to discover resources first, so you have as much mana as you need to use it, right? Like if they get the one that deals 3 damage to the board, then you don't even need to play the 4/3 in the first place. Maybe you can play this to generate an extra card. You can play the this to discover a spell. They don't. So now that they didn't get it, right? Oh, that's actually really, really good. You can kill off a 3/2 and heal up a little bit. But once you discover the cards or you generate the cards and then you realize you don't have anything left, then that's when you commit to the other cards. That's what I would do. Right now, it still looks really bad. There's the snake. They're going to bounce it back to their hand. And again, this is where I think Primus on Sargeras would be absolutely massive. You have to play the Vizier here. You're in a really bad spot. Sunwell, I think, is the only thing that even maybe gets you out of this situation, because it could give you a random card that goes nuts. It's not really great options. I don't think anything here really saves you. I think it's kind of just a bad matchup where you didn't find Cagehead. And I guess there's still a world where maybe you're able to, top deck it. But it's hard. Okay, so they're gonna Dark Transformation their 1/1. They probably need to discover a spell at this point, no? No. What they should have done possibly was hit the 1/1 here and then interesting. I would have taken another Discover to try to discover again. It's fine. This is a hard matchup. Again, I think Sargeras. Obviously, the snake has been nerfed at this point, so this point doesn't stand like 100%. But you need to think not about your win condition sometimes, but your opponent's win condition. And I think that's something that you need to, the person who is playing or seeing me, like you're playing in a way where it's like, okay, how do I do the best thing possible? But you're not thinking about like, okay, but if I do this thing, how can my opponent respond? You're not thinking too far ahead, I don't think. Like, you have your game plan in mind. You're like, I have my OTK, I want to play that. Also here, I think I get rid of everything except crop rotation in case they play aggressive. Okay, cool. You're playing in a way that is best for you. Like, it's optimal for you. But sometimes the best play isn't the thing that's optimal for you. It's the thing that makes your opponent's life the most difficult. It's like sometimes if you're playing Mage and you know that they're going to play a big card, right? You know that they're getting ready to play Sif or something. You'll play like Objection before. Even if it's not mana efficient, let's say you have 4 mana left and you could play a 4 mana card or you could play Objection and pass. Objection and pass is better because it could slow down their win condition. It gives you a little bit more time to maybe draw a potential win condition or something yourself. Coining out the Chill Fallen Baron, I don't mind. If it dies, the Nerubian Vizier for 3 mana is very good. If it doesn't die, well, you drew an extra card. But this goes here, I would say, and then just playing a Nerubian Vizier for the mana chi. I think it's just way better that way. I don't think you ever play crop rotation to kill off the 3/4 because crop rotation plus the sickly thing is just too important. The sickly thing giving your 1/1s all poisonous is just an insane combo. You never, ever, 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 ever want to waste that. And I saw them waste it earlier because they wanted board pressure, but like, again, that's the instance where, oh, I think Cold Feet's better here. Because again, how do I make my opponent's life most difficult? That would be Cold Feet. You don't need to do extra damage, you already have an OTK. I hope they pick Cold Feet. We'll see what they pick though. They're hovering over it. It looks like they want Cold Feet. I'm very happy about that. Okay, they take Cold Feet. They thought about it for a bit, but they took Cold Feet, which is very, 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 very good. But yeah, it's not always all about how to make my opponent's life the most difficult. If you're going a more aggressive deck, then you want to try to go face, right? If you're going an aggressive deck, you want to do the thing that's optimal for you, and you want to hit them in the face, right? But if you're going a combo or control deck, your idea is to annoy them until you just win. Annoy them and delay their win condition until you win with Cagehead. If he had been playing like this way, but had Cagehead in his hand and like was gonna combo in a turn or two if he played this way, like sure, you're setting up your win condition in the next turn or two, that's fine. But in a lot of these cases, they weren't doing that. Okay, that rush is not great. Yeah, they can kill it with the 1/1 and then they have their hero power. So it's not like terrible, but it's definitely, it definitely sucks. Like, it's the right play. They made the right play, I think. It was kind of lame to have to see. I would have rather hoped for basically any other treasure at that point. But this turn, I would probably go the Burrowing Buster, or Burrowing Buster, I don't know. And then turn 6, it'll be the treasure plus the 4 mana guy, which makes your next treasure free. So you can play the 4 mana guy, the 3 mana treasure for free, and the 2 mana treasure. Turn 7, I don't know exactly if you want to play the Ox yet. But a little bit later, you could also go for this as well to remove the board if you want the... Cold Feet's interesting. I don't know why they played Cold Feet there. I'm actually going to listen to their thought process as to why they played Cold Feet real quick, and we can listen to it together.
Slaughter is fine. Turn 6 has come. So let's just go for Cold Feet. So he can't play his Astalor next turn.
So he can't play his Astalor next turn. So here's the problem with that. Not playing Astalor next turn isn't really a big deal to you, right? Like, first of all, it's not going to gain him armor because Mana Thirst is 8 mana. Second of all, I want to play it on turn 8 to stop the Death Knight from playing Primus. I think Primus is probably the biggest problem for you. I guess Patchwork as well. He said Astalor, but maybe he meant to say Patchwork. Playing that to play around Patchwork would make more sense. So maybe they thought Patchwork but said Astalor, or maybe I just misheard them because I saw Astalor on the board. This is interesting. I would have taken maybe Nerubian Vizier. No, I guess that's fine. Nerubian Vizier, maybe I overvalue resource generation. I just really like it into a control deck like a Blood Death Knight. But getting a 6/3 out there and killing off their minion is definitely not bad. But yeah, I guess you play around Patchwork, but the problem is, like, that doesn't really do anything, because it's not like you're going to play Cagehead this turn anyway. Right? You could play 3-drop into 4-drop, and then you have the other thing being free. Which is good. I think that that's fine. I think that's an okay play. But, like, I would want to play Cold Feet here. Because you can't punish them for not playing Patchwork, right? But if you play it here, they can't play the Primus. So then you're able to play Cagehead. And then if they play the Primus this turn, they fall pretty far behind. Because the Primus to kill off Cagehead is literally 1 mana. I guess they end up playing Patchwork turn 8 anyway, which is really, really lame. That's okay, though. A 7/7. Would I want to play another 7/7? I'd say no, I wouldn't. I just play Cagehead here. Playing the other 7/7 is a little bit weird because, like, if they play the Soul Stealer, right? Well, then the Soul Stealer, you could just play another 7/7 right after that. Oh. Okay, luckily they don't hit the other thing. Okay, that is going to kill everything. Pretty well played from them, actually. I respect that. I respect that quite a bit. That was well played. From the other Death Knight. I mean, our Death Knight also played that fine as well. Okay. Okay, you're gonna go for that. Your next spell costs less. Is that permanent? Because he's not undead, so you can't really cover that. Is it permanent? Oh, okay. No, that's actually very interesting. Do they have lethal? I want to say they have lethal here. No, yeah, they have lethal. Then they play that to get 2 copies. They go face, and then you dead air and get 2 more copies and go face again and get even more minions. That's really good, actually. That was really, really good. That's an insane combo. I'm gonna have to give that a try. But yeah, I think their main problem is they're trying, and sometimes it is good to do this, right? Where you have to play better for yourself. But like, okay, so into a Paladin, this is a matchup where you absolutely cannot play for yourself. You have to play to keep them from killing you as long as possible. Your job is to make this Paladin's life hell until you can get your win condition. Then you combo them and you kill them just like you did. I would keep pretty much everything here, actually. Turn 2, turn 3. Maybe get rid of the Burrow Buster, but because I have a pile of bones and you want the rush against a Paladin, I would say there's an argument to keep the Burrow Buster, but getting rid of it's fine. It is a 5-mana card. It is a little bit slow. I understand that, for sure. I could see it going both ways, though. But yeah, turn 2. Oh, boy. You have to pass, unfortunately. I really do think so. Okay. I appreciate the coining out the 2-1, though. They're actually playing this... You know what? No. I think passing is okay. But... No, that's also good. Like, I just don't know exactly... Oh! That's so good for him. That's so good for him. If he had traded there, because like with the Paladin misplayed. The Paladin, you want to fight for board. Which means I think you want to kill that 2-1 there most of the time and force me to play another card in response. But I do appreciate them playing the 2-1. Actually, now that I've thought about it, I think that it was a genuinely good play. Again, I would not play the Sickly here. I might go so far as to just play Reap What You Sow on the Silverhand Recruit. You could go Crop Rotation as well. It's fine. I personally would like to have the Sickly Grimwalker and that combo on turn 6 because Paladins can get some very large minions. But it can go either way. I would play the 4-drop here. Rather than... No, I would play the 4-drop. Yes. Wait, is this their first one? Oh, it is their first one. Never mind. I have a deck tracker, so... I thought they'd already played 1 Excavate. That's my bad. They made the right play. My bad. They made the right call. I thought they'd already excavated once, and they weren't going to be able to play this card, but that was my bad. Oh, no... So they have to play Crop Rotation. Well, they play this first. No, that's correct. They've made that correct call. Again, you want to generate cards first. That's correct. Yeah, you have to go Crop Rotation. It sucks. It really does, but you have to do it here. You just have to. Even though it's not efficient and it's not what you want to do because you want to have the poisonous with the Sickly Grimwalker. I think this game has been the best game they've played so far. Coining out the 2-1, although I don't think you needed to do it, did end up working out very well for you. The thing is, with like a combo deck, I don't know exactly what you need the coin for. I don't know if the coin's ever important, so that's why I wanted to personally hold on to it. But if they know they don't need the coin, then making that play is fine. I would play that. Wow! You gotta reap what you sow? I would honestly hit that. No, okay. So here's the thing. I would do that, and then I would have played the 4-mana Skeleton. Because you want to use the rush. This is their first misplay of the game. This was not the big of a deal. You want to save this rush and this lifesteal for when they actually have minions on the board that you want to deal with. Whereas you can get almost just as many stats out by playing this. Yes, they get to keep 1 minion out on the board, but they haven't played enough holy spells to actually even pump this up anyway. Like, I do think that killing that off might be... I guess they have 7 mana. They could play 2 holy spells and pump this out of control. I guess there's an argument for it. No, they made the right call. I think that's something that's okay for me as well. Like, sometimes even I make the wrong call and I have to look at it again to see the right thing. My issue is I'm watching this on times 1.5 speed and they're making turns relatively quickly, so I'm trying to keep up. On a turn like that, I probably would have taken a little bit more time. And on the turn 1, I probably would have taken a little bit more time to figure out if I should coin out the minion or not. And my thought process would be, against the Paladin, I guess probably I should coin out a minion because I need as much pressure as possible. So I'm just trying to keep up with them a little bit, which can be difficult. Like, I do think killing off this minion is okay. I think it's good because it does play around multiple holy spells popping off here. And Keeper Strength, it wipes off the board anyway, which is definitely a little bit of a bummer. I would play Skeleton first, because then you get the 4 mana treasure for free, and then I would play Reap What You Sow. There is an argument also to play the Burrow to kill this off as well, or play the 7/7 Taunt. I don't know what you want to play that for. You don't really have an undead minion on the board. This gives you a free, okay, perfect, and then that. I will admit you get 1 less card, or 1 less 2/1 off of this now, which definitely is a little bit lame to get 1 less 2/1 off the Excavate, but I think ultimately it's the correct call. Into Boogie Down, interesting. Multiple taunt minions, that's gonna be hard to deal with. I like that, being able to draw cards now that you have 2 minions out there is definitely fine. Definitely fine. What would I do here? Okay, you know what? Maybe I'll pause and think about what I would do here. So what I would probably do here is... I mean, I might just play the Burrow Rush minion and kill off the 2/1 and then the other 2/1. I'm trying to think about what else I could do. You could go with the Rock, a Kobold Miner, and Hero Power, although you'd want to play Kobold Miner first because you want to generate the card first. I can see it going either way. This gets you a pretty decent minion out there. They've already played 1 Keeper Strength, so I think it's going to be harder for them to get rid of it, and then playing this gets you some pretty decent pressure out there. But the Kobold Miner to see what you generate could also be very, very, very impactful. That's fine. They'll play the Kobold Miner. They're going with this play. I'm perfectly fine with that. I think both would have been fine. Oh, that's pretty good, actually. I would have maybe done that and just played Rock to kill the taunt minion and pumped up 2 minions. But I guess you don't need to do it this turn. You're going to rock their face? I'm going to rock your world. No, I'm kidding. No, I would have kept the Rock, though. Or use the Rock to get rid of, like, a Divine Shield to force them to get another Divine Shield or something. Because I don't think pressuring their face is all that important. Oh gosh, they're gonna pump that up +5/+5, aren't they? They misplayed. They shouldn't have played that 1/1 because they want to get the pumps on the 4/4 so they can go face with it. This is also very, very unlucky. This is gonna be very difficult. See, the plus attack going on the 4/1 is completely useless. They completely just destroyed themselves with that. I will say, playing the burrowing dude would have given them an expensive minion to re-summon off of the rat, right? Oh, good heavens. I mean, I guess they can still do it, right? They can play... I mean, they can play the Burrow Buster, kill the 5, re-summon it with the rat, kill this off, get 6 attack again, go 6/3, and then go 1/1. And then a 5/5 lives, but you wipe the entire board. And you still have 4 mana left. So, like, there's a world where you can also use that 4 mana to do something else, too. But no, yeah, you can totally wipe this board if they see it. I wonder what play they go with, though. Maybe they don't see it and they don't go with that play. Okay, the Glyph is interesting. It could keep 1 or 2 of your minions alive, and it could make a couple more trades possible if you want a hero power. But I do still think it's Burrow into the rat, and you're able to kill off several different things. Wait, yeah, you want to... What are you summoning? The problem is that minion already had Rush Lifesteal. You want the minion to die. Oh, man. Oh, okay, you get Poisonous to kill that off. The problem is you didn't need to waste the Poisonous, though. Like, they could have killed almost everything off except a 5/5 and saved this Poisonous minion for a future turn after they play, like, the Countess. But they're going to concede anyway. Okay, I think the Paladin game, they played the best, though. Again, that last turn, playing a bunch of cards all at once can be very intimidating, can be very daunting, and it can lead to some misplays. I don't blame them for that. What I'm trying to look for when I'm watching these videos is the intent of how they're playing, right? Like, in the Warlock game, playing the 2/4, I want to know, like, obviously this person had their voice, so I can listen to it sometimes, but I want to know, like, what they're doing and why they're doing it and try to figure that out, right? Like, with the Paladin game, and with the previous coaching videos, sometimes when you play a lot of cards, you'll play things out of order, you panic and you play 1 or 2 wrong cards, that's fine, but at least you had the right idea and you knew what you needed to do. But in a play like this, or you just play the 3-mana 2/4, which plays into a lot of different counterplay, like, I don't necessarily think they win this matchup regardless, because Snake Warlock was really, really good before the patch, but I think the intent there was wrong. I think that with the intent here, their intent to play the 2/1 Death Rattle minion to get pressure on the board was 100% correct. 100% correct. And again, I think if I had a few more seconds to, like, think about it, I would take a little bit more time to think about these turns. I come to the same conclusion, playing this 2/1, especially with 2 Excavate cards already in my hand, is quite solid. Especially if I draw another 2-drop, like another Pile of Bones or the Kobold Miner or something, could be very important. So yeah, coining that out was good. The intent with the Paladin game was by far the best, even though I think they had a couple more, like, smaller misplays. And then with Warlock and the other matchup, which was against a Death Knight, I think that, well, the Death Knight game, they played well too. But overall, I think that a lot of this coaching, because I'm watching a VOD, has to be about the intent of their plays. And I think that they played pretty well. In the Paladin, Death Knight was okay. And the first game was, I think, the worst.